Hello everyone, my name is Abhishek Mishra and welcome to Unacademy classes. I am teaching you manufacturing, and in this class we will be continuing our discussion of important questions from the manufacturing subject with respect to your GATE examination that is upcoming next year early February. So, in this class, I will be teaching you in English completely, but as I have said before, and if you have studied in my class before, then you can just say that my English that I will be using will be very simple. I will be keeping it simple. So, we will be going through technical terms mostly, so you will not be having that much difficulty. So, just another thing I would like to tell you here is that uh, I will be sharing important tips and tricks along with many important points that you should take notice of when you are doing questions. So this will help you a lot in uh, a variety of ways when you solve questions in the classes that I will be taking. And the questions that I will be teaching will just teach you or will just make you aware of certain things which are very important for you to be aware of when you do your GATE exam preparation and when you solve a GATE exam questions. So without further ado, first of all, let's talk about me first. So I have secured All India rank of 662 in GATE 2020. I have completed my MTech in 2019 from IIT BHU Varanasi, and I have got good teaching experience of 2 years in mechanical engineering subjects. Some of my interests are photo editing, video editing, cricket, football, and all sorts of games. And now we will be discussing about the Unacademy subscription plan. But before doing that, just go and download this app, since that this app is absolutely free of cost. Therefore, you should just download it and just check out for yourself how this app can help you in your GATE exam preparation. Since you can see the app has all the features, and since it is designed specifically for your competitive exams, therefore you will find that you have all the tools that are required for your online preparation. uh, this app has it all. You should just check it out, because name one thing that is required for your preparation and this app has it. For example, upcoming classes, it's scheduled, it's notification, your recorded archive classes, upcoming test series, the test series that you can give at the moment, and also structured courses, performance of your test series, uh, analysis. Name the thing that is required for your GATE exam preparation online, and this app has it all covered. So you will find this app very helpful and beneficial. And since it is free, so again I'm telling you, there is no harm to just download it out and check it. So do that and just take the advantage of this app. Next, Unacademy subscription, let's talk about it, because this subscription is one of the things that you must have if you are preparing for GATE examination. The reason are these features or benefits that are listed here. As you can see here, the features or benefits listed are very crucial if you are online, preparing online. For example, daily live classes will be held, and in this live classes, interaction of students and teachers will be a key, and the interaction will be far better than what you see usually on YouTube, because of the tools provided by Unacademy to do both teacher educator and your student. So you will find the daily life classes with the amount of interaction provided by Unacademy is far superior than the classes you attend on YouTube. And during the live classes, live quizzes and tests can be asked by a teacher, and this quizzes you have to answer on the spot along with the rest of the students if you opted out for classroom experience. And you will find, just like in a classroom where there was some competition, some competitive environment for to solve questions quickly, here you will find that also. And all the courses provided by Unacademy are there in a structured manner. So you will find that the courses are in such a way, they are arranged and they are made available in such a way for you to assess that they are similar to your textbook content of table or table of content, uh, where you will be seeing all the topics and subtopics arranged in such a manner that you can find that this arrangement will benefit you in a progressive learning. So structured courses will take care of that. And unlimited access of content will be provided. This means that you will be getting uh, content not only after you have subscribed, but you will be getting content from the before period also, like archive classes, recorded classes held a month or two before. You will be able to access all that. So amount of content offered by Unacademy is unparalleled. You just have to select the content which is required for you to study from and just start your preparation. And Unacademy has this top educators they have hired, and since you are going to be taught by these top educators who are very well experienced in their respective fields, you can be certain then they can that they will be teaching you in such a manner that your score will be that the main aim will be to increase your score to make you score more, because they are experienced, therefore they know which type of path you have to follow, which type of topics you have to study and which you don't have to study, and where you have to put your extra effort. So like these educators, I will be also telling you all these things, I will be also telling you all the tips and tricks. So this will give a lot of benefit to you, because the amount of experience that top educators has is surely going to provide you some positive input in your gate preparation. And multiple educators are there for a single subject. This means that for a single subject such as thermodynamics, there will be multiple educators. So if you are finding the teaching of one educator not suitable, or if you are finding the teaching of one educator not sufficient, then you can always visit some other educator to cover that topic and attend his her class to do that. So now we are going to talk about the Unacademy subscription plans or prices. And as you can see, there are various type of plans available: 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, and 24 months. And these plans, these prices are for the plus plan. These prices are for the plus plan. So these are for the plus plans, this which means that these are for such a plan in which the experience of your learning will be just like classroom, just like traditional classroom where you learn with other students, and where educators or teachers have to just make sure that all the doubts of all the students are cleared. Plus is also that type of experience or that type of learning. And plus I think is one of the better plans to choose from, and especially this 12 months plan, because if you are comfortable in studying with the other students and discussing with them and seeing what how where they are standing and what they are discussing, so you can just go for the plus plan. And if you also want to give gate examination in next 2021 year only, then you should also be going with a 12 months, because of the uh, savings you can do, and because of the resources, the content here will be available to you during your interview preparation and during some other examination preparation also. So for that, 12 months plan is good. And 18 months and 24 months plan are basically for those who have yet to appear in gate examination for next year. They are not planning, or for next year they are planning. And therefore 12, 18, and 24-month plans are very much the plans you should go for, because see here the amount of discounts offered are very more than the top three plans. And if you want to further decrease this price, if you want to further do savings, then you can always use this code ABHIMI. At the top left corner of your screen it is written. By using this code, what you can just So you can use this code, and by using this code you can just basically save directly 10% in whichever plan you choose. And therefore if you choose 12, 18 or 24 months plan, you can save a lot, because the 10 percentage will amount to a lot of discounts in rupees. So you have these options also, and these are the discounted prices which you are only getting if you have entered this code ABHIMI to get 10% off. And this are for the plus subscription. You can also avail EMI, no cost EMI, and for 6 and above months subscription plans, and take advantage of that also. And GATE and ESE subscription other type is Iconic, which is for those who need or who require personal teaching, personal notes, and all that. So these are the prices listed here. And if you again want to enter this code, if you again enter this code, then you will find that you are going to get a lot of heavy discounts in this plans also. So therefore use this code to get 10% off. And Iconic plan is again, as I have mentioned, are for those who need personal coach and personalized accessory, study planner, preparatory study material, all this. So it is listed here what are the benefits of Iconic. Plus benefits and Iconic benefits are shown here, and as you can see, the plus benefits are there in Iconic also, plus additionally these are other benefits. So if you want to just subscribe to Unacademy, do it as soon as possible, because Unacademy subscription also includes test series. And to get a good gate score, you need to just be entering, or you need to just be uh, giving the test as soon as possible, because from that test you will be getting to know about what errors you are making, and you then will have to work upon that errors. And also you have to revise certain things at the end of your gate preparation or near your gate exam. So therefore you will need time to do that at the end. And you should start giving test series as soon as you can, because at the end if you wait, then you will find that you are not going to give all the tests, and therefore your preparation will not that good due to this thing. So use this code to get 10% off. Again I'm telling, because this code will directly give you further 10% off, and therefore you can save a lot, and you can just purchase this plan in an affordable price. So that's it for Gate subscription plan prices, and also the discussion about why you should go for it. So now we will be doing questions. Our first question we will be doing is listed in the screen, and in the top I have also written the code for you to just see, check out. And if you want to just check out, you can go to their website or download their app and just see what are the plans, and then just pay for it. So our first question is from the orthogonal machining topic. In this question it is given that in an orthogonal machining with a single point cutting tool of rake angle 10 degrees, uncut chip thickness and chip thickness are given in the question, and merchant first solution we have to use for minimum cutting force condition. So here you have to just see 1.1 assumption which we have to take notice, that for the condition of minimum cutting force, for minimum cutting force, for minimum cutting force, merchant first solution is used, and which is provided in the question. So if you don't know about this fact, then you just have to remember this, that the thing that I have written, you should also just write it down in your copy, and to make sure that you remember this, that for minimum FC, that is minimum cutting force, merchant first solution is the one that we uses. We have to find out the coefficient of friction at the chip tool interface, and we have to give the answer when we are after rounding off to two decimal places. So if you are watching live, then just solve this question. I will be back in a minute after I just bring my water bottle. So sorry for the inconvenience. I was just going to get the water. So now let's resume our class. So where were we? Let me just see if the stream is working fine or not. Yeah, it is working fine. So our first question is what I have discussed here, or what I have read here. The question was from the orthogonal machining topic, and as just seeing this question, you can see that this question is not that difficult. We just have to find the frictional angle, then we can find the coefficient of friction after that. So in this question, I hope you have, if you're watching it live, you must have solved this question by the time I gave you to just uh, get the thing that I require. Now let's do this question, and I will be doing this question very quickly because this question is not that difficult, but we will be going through each and everything that you should be taking care here when you do this question. So in an orthogonal machining with a single point cutting tool of rake angle 10, so it is given that rate angle is 10 degrees and uncut chip thickness T is 0.125 millimeters and cut chip thickness is 0.22 mm. So while you are writing the datas, always see that what the datas represent and what the datas, how they are written. So here you can see that always there will be the time, always you will be seeing that the chip thickness is greater than the uncut chip thickness. So here also you can see that. So just you have to just realize these things that are there in the question. Now we are given that the condition of minimum cutting force, we have to use merchant solution for that. So you have to just remember that if it might get asked in the question that for minimum cutting force, what is the solution we use, or you can also be asked that merchant first solution is used for what type of condition. So it is used for minimum cutting force. The coefficient of friction at the chip tool interface is, so to do that we need to calculate beta, then after calculating beta we will be finding mu, that is the coefficient of friction, which is equal to tangent of beta. So how you can calculate beta here is you can calculate it after using the merchant first solution. So before that you have to find phi. Why? Because merchant first solution will be like this. And here to calculate beta we require that phi, so that phi will be equal to, or that phi we will get from this formula, which is again, I think this is, as I have discussed before, this is the most important formula in manufacturing because the amount of time it is asked is enormous. So just remember this formula, that is tan phi is equal to r cos alpha divided by 1 minus r sin alpha. And what is r? R is the chip thickness ratio, so T by TC is R. So R will come out as 0.125 divided by 0.22. So it is coming out as 0.57. So R is 0.57. Cos alpha, cos 10 degrees divided by 1 minus 0.57 sine of 10 degrees. So this right here is the equation which will give us phi, and our phi, that is shear angle, is coming out as phi is coming out as 31.92 degrees, and therefore beta will come out as, I've just written the equation that you have to use, and I am now calculating it. So I hope you are also following me, because it is not that much of a task. So beta will be equal to, now we have calculated beta minus alpha is equal to 26.15 degrees, and therefore beta is coming out as 36.15 degrees. So this is your beta. Here also let me write 36.15 degrees, and tan beta, therefore mu is equal to tangent of this term, which is 0.49. So this is the answer. This is the thing that we needed to calculate here, that beta here is coming out as 36, and mu is coming out as 0.49. So in this question again it is given that in orthogonal machining with a single point cutting tool, the rake angle is given as uncut chip thickness, and chip thickness is given as the following. And after that, what we have calculated first, phi. So phi was coming out as, again I will just check it out because the calculation is lengthy. So phi is coming out as sine of 10 into 0.57, 1 minus answer, 1 divided by answer, into 0.57 to cos of 10. So tan inverse answer 31.92 41 minus 32 to 2 plus 10. So yes, I think made some mistake. Now the calculation is coming out as 0.72. The correct answer is 0.72, and it was also coming out as 36.15. So tangent of 36 is 0.72, and this is the answer to this question. And I hope the persons who are watching live have already solved it, because the amount of time I have given to this question. So the correct answer in the gate answer key is written as 0.72 to 0.76. So you have to be careful, and you have to be making sure that you are not assuming a lot of things here. You are not doing approx calculation, because as you can see we have calculated it in a way that is very much the proper way, and our answer is 0.72. and the gate's official answer key is 0.72 to 0.76, and if you calculated by taking even a small approximation, and if you got 0.7199 answer, then also it is wrong because it is outside the range of the gate answer key. So just be aware of that. So in this question what we learned here is that first of all we learned that in merchant's first solution, or merchant first solution is used for the condition of minimum cutting force. We also learned that the this type of questions don't require that much of thinking. We just have to use merchant equation when it is provided, and if we are not able to find the values of alpha and beta from any other way. And here, since we are not able to find the value of alpha and beta in any other way, then we are just moving on and using the merchant's uh, first solution to calculate that. And also you have to be very well aware in calculating these things because you can make error. So I would recommend you to check again after calculating this, and one of the better ways to check again is to just write your rough work, write your solution when you just do it in your rough sheet, rough pad, in a proper way, tidy way, so that you can check and make adjustment to your calculation if something is coming out wrong. So this is the first question that we did here, and now we will be moving to our next question, which uh, which is also from the recent GATE examination. So this question that I've just made you solve was from a recent GATE exam. So I am just making you do the questions here, which are very much recently asked, so that you can get a also get a understanding of what type of mindset currently the GATE examiners are, so that you can prepare in a way that you can just attend these questions. So that also will be taken care here. And next question is from the rolling topic. So in this question it is asked that thickness of a sheet is reduced by rolling without any change in width using 600 diameter roll. So first of all, this question is a rolling question, and in rolling what we do is we do metal forming, or we change the shape of a metal piece by plastic deformation. So here also the cross section of the metal piece, the thickness of the metal piece is changed by rolling, which is a metal forming process. So we are doing plastic deformation, and it is assumed that there is no change in width in this rolling operation, and we are using 600 diameter rolls. So we have to neglect the elastic deflection of rolls and assume the coefficient of friction at the roll workpiece interface is 0.05. So mu is to be assumed as 0.05. The sheet enters the uh, the rollers unaided and unaided. So what is this line represents? Let's discuss that. So this lines basically represent that the friction which is between the workpiece and your rollers, it is pulling the workpiece between the rollers. So there is no external aid provided to make the roller enter the gap of the or make the workpiece enter the gap of the rollers. The gap of the rollers is just there, and the workpiece is passing unaided by any other external agency. It is aided by the friction which is generating between the rollers and the workpiece. And if the initial sheet thickness is given as 2 mm, the minimum possible final thickness that can be produced by this process in a single pass is asked, and we have to round off to 2 decimal places the answer. So again, this question we have to do this in a way that is not that long, and we have to do it correctly in less error. So let's see what is the approach that you should follow. So first of all, we need to find the minimum possible final thickness. So minimum possible final thickness, to do that we have to find the maximum possible reduction, that is maximum possible draft, and it is equal to mu square into r, where mu is coefficient of friction, r is the radius of rollers. So mu is given as 0.05, and the radius of rollers is given as 300. Always when you are calculating or doing this question, always see if diameter is given or radius is given, and do according to it. Don't just blindly take always diameter, because sometimes radius can be given, and if radius is given, then just put the radius value accordingly, and just see for yourself that you are not just assuming things without reading this question or on yourself. So I think this will be quite simple, and this is coming out as 0.75. 0.75 mm is the maximum possible draft or maximum possible reduction that is occurring. So minimum possible final thickness. So HF minimum will be H minus H initial minus H delta H maximum. So it will be coming out as 1.25. The minimum possible thickness that can be produced is coming out as 1 point. Let me just see one thing. So it is coming out as 1.25 millimeters. So this is the minimum possible thickness that is produced in this question, and the data given is also, you can check it out that this is the correct answer and this is the correct approach. This is the approach that we should follow, because we have done this question in a matter of 2 lines, and we can also do this question in a matter of line because of the easiness of this question. But this question is quite long, so you don't have to just be panicked after seeing a long question, or you don't have to just make it such that you do this question at the end because you are thinking this question is lengthy. Usually this type of questions are not lengthy, they just provide some extra information which we don't require to do this question, such as the sheet enters rotating rolls unaided. We don't require that because we already know that during our theory preparation. So that is the thing that you have to just notice every time you do a question, that it is not that lengthy. It is uh, it can be just given, there can be given some extra information we don't require, so you just have to not give that much time to that things, and just see the relevant things that is asked in the question and answer your question. Now our next question is from the drilling topic. So in this question it is asked that a through hole. So what is meant by through hole? Let's discuss that also. Through hole is a hole which is having its thickness equal to the thickness of the workpiece. For example, if this is a block and here we have a hole and here we have another hole, so the second hole is through hole because it is equal to the at least the thickness of the workpiece, but the first hole is not greater than or equal to the thickness of the workpiece, therefore it is blind hole. In this hole, second hole, we can see the bottom of the bottom area, or we can see completely through the hole, but we cannot do that in the blind hole, that is first hole, so that is blind hole. So a through hole is drilled in aluminum alloy plate. Thickness is provided of the plate, and drill bit diameter, feed and spindle speed is also provided. The energy required for cutting this material is given as 0.7 joule per mm cube, and the power required for drilling is asked in watts. So this type of questions, what we need here is that we need power, so we need the answer in watt. Or we need the answer in joule per second. So power required for drilling will be specific energy into the material removal rate. So specific energy is let me take it as E into material removal rate in the same units of time, then we will be getting the answer of power. So specific energy is given as 0.7 Newton meter per meter cube. The Newton meter is joule, and material removal rate for drilling operation is equal to the cross sectional area of the drill of the hole, that is pi by 4 d square, and we will multiply this area of cut with the axial feed, which is Fn. So all the things are given in the question, all the things are datas are available, we just have to put and find the answer. So uh, let us calculate MRR here. So it will be pi by 4 into d square into Fn. So F is 0.25 and N is 1200. So it is coming out as 23561.95. So this is the value that is coming out, but it is coming out in mm³ per minute, and we don't require in this unit because we have to get our answer in watts. So it will be divided by 60, so it will come out as 392.70 mm³ per second. So what we will be doing is we will be multiplying this material removal rate with the specific energy to get our final answer, and our final answer is coming out as 274.89 watt. So this is the final answer. This is the final power required for drilling. So power required for drilling, we have calculated it by using the formula E into metal removal rate, and you can see from the unit also that E is in Newton meter per mm³, and MRR, metal removal rate, can be obtained in mm³ per second. So we will be getting joule per second as the final answer, and it is equal to 274.89 watts. So in this question, what we learned, that we learned first of all what is throw hole and how specific energy and material removal rate can be used to calculate power for a drilling operation. So our next question is from welding. So in this question, a tungsten arc welding is performed using a current of 250 amperes and an arc voltage of 20 volts at a welding speed given as 5 mm per second. Assuming that the arc efficiency is 70%, the net heat input per unit of the weld will be. So per unit length of the weld. So what we have to do here is we have to calculate H net input per unit length, and the unit here will be kilojoule per mm, and therefore we have to first of all find out the heat input, then we will multiply that with 70% to get our net heat input or the heat input after the losses. So heat input is first of all voltage into, so H is equal to VI, so it will be equal to 20 cross 250, and we will be getting this answer in watt. So it will be coming out as 5000 watts, and that 5000 watts we have to write it after multiplying the efficiency, and it will become now 5000 into 0.7, so it is coming out as 3500, and its unit is in watt per second, joule per second, that is watt, and we require the answer in kilojoule per mm unit. So let us first remove this here. So it will be 3500, that is in joule per second, and we have to divide by the velocity, that is 5, and therefore we'll be getting the answer in joule per mm. So somehow it got deleted. Let's see one more time. So this is the net heat that we are going to calculate here, and let me just write it down. So net heat is it is 70. So net heat is equal to simply 3500 watt. And to get net heat input per unit length of the weld, it will be 3500 joule per second divided by mm per second, that is 5, that is the welding speed. So the answer is coming out here as 700 joule per second or zero point 0.7 kilojoule per second. Zero point 0.7 is the correct answer here, not kilojoule per second. No, so I have written it not correctly. So it will be kilojoule and joule per mm. So this is the correct answer to this question, and I have calculated here the answer. You can just see, check it down. It is 0 0.7, that is the net heat input per unit length of the weld. Now in this question, what you need to just understand that you have to again keep the thing simple, and net heat losses here are listed again in the screen, and the losses, net heat after losses after, so net heat after losses is listed in the screen, and we have just divided it with the welding speed. Why we have divided it by welding speed? Because we have to find the net heat in joules per unit length. So for 1 second, 3500 net heat is required for traveling of 5 mm length of the weld. So what will be required for 1 mm length traveling? So it is 700. You can also do this question by units, and what I have also shown here is try to show here are the units which are useful for calculation of this question. So we have done this 4 questions. Now we will move to our fifth question here. So this question is machining question or material removal question, and in this question it is given that in ASA system the side cutting and end cutting edge angles are 45 degrees and 10 degrees respectively. The feed during cylindrical turning is 0.1 mm per revolution. The center line average surface roughness in micrometers is asked. So what is asked is very simple. It is simply asking what is the center line average surface roughness. So to do this question, we will see what type of formulas we will be needing here. So uh, center line average surface roughness is equal to h by 4. So h by 4, and what is h? H is the average surface roughness. So h is the not average surface roughness, h is the peak to valley height, and which you can say as average. So what we can calculate here is we have to first calculate h. So h is f tan of side cutting edge angle plus cot of end cutting edge angle. So one of the students have provided the formula here, and it is very much the correct formula that I am also writing. So this is the formula that we will be using here. So what is the value of h we got from here, that is peak to valley surface roughness height. So the correct in this the h value will be, f is given as zero point 0.1, so 10 so it is coming out as, the h value is coming out simply as 0.015 mm. So what we need is, we need to divide this with 4 to get our answer, because center line average surface roughness is equal to h by 4. So this value will become, it is coming out as 3.74 micrometers. So this is the value that is coming out for this question. The correct answer of average surface roughness is simply 3.74, and what we have done here, we have done nothing special. We have only calculated, used the formula, that is h by 4, to calculate the center line average surface roughness, but we don't had the h value, so we calculated it using this formula. And why we use this formula? There is another formula used to calculate the surface roughness. Why we didn't use that formula? Because this formula is used, we use this formula when we use it when nose radius is equal to 0. So since here nose radius is not given, therefore we have assumed it 0 by default, and therefore we have used this formula. And if nose radius was given, then we should use the other formula in which r was there. So since that formula in which r was there, we cannot use that because here r is not given. Therefore we have used this 0 nose radius formula to calculate the surface roughness, which is f by 10 side cutting edge angle plus cot end cutting edge angle. And also, what is average center line average surface roughness? So for example, let us make a line here, and here are the surface roughness present in a object. So as you can see here, so yes, the other formula is also written by one of the students. It is the correct formula, and as you can see, the other formula includes the r, which is the nose radius. And in that formula, so that other formula is h is equal to f square by 8r. So in that formula, you have to also notice one thing, that f here, that is feed. So h is more dependent on f than r. So in this formula, since f is square, uh, f is in square or r is not in square, it is simply there. So h will change more quickly with f due to f being in square. So just remember this little tidbit, that feed rate the surface roughness will be more dependent than in the radius of the nose. So just remember that. So this is the uh, surface peak and valleys, and as you can see there is one line we can draw, and this line is the center line, average surface line, over which and under which the surface roughnesses will be same. So this is the thing that we use, or for which we calculate the center line average surface roughness. So that's it for this question, and now we will move on to our next question, which is from the Taylor's tool life equation. And in this question we have to, this question is also from one of the recent GATE examination, and again you can see in this question Taylor's tool life equation v due to t to the power n is equal to c is given. And before doing this question, let me be very clear that whenever you see this question, or whenever you see this equation v t to the power n is equal to c, you have to always remember that v is here in meter per minute units, and t tool life is in minutes unit. If you are putting any other unit, then you will be getting wrong answers, because the c here, constant here, is calculated after putting these units only. So these units are the standard units that you have to take unless stated otherwise, and they are here given in the question also. So always remember to put the v in the meter per minute and the time of the tool life in minute. So always remember that. And in turning operation, two tools are used. It is given for tool x, n is given something and c is given here something, and for tool y also n and c are given. Both tools will have same tool life for the cutting speed. So we have to calculate v such that both tools x and y have same tool life. So if you are watching it live, then you can just solve this question and write down the answer here so that we can discuss it. So if you are watching it live, just try to solve this question quickly and just give me the answer. So in this question, tool life will be same. So from this relation of Taylor's tool life, we will be getting this: T is equal to C by V raised to the power 1 by n. So if Tx is equal to Ty, then Cx by V, we have to calculate a specific speed. For this, both the tool lives have same value. So Cx by V divided by 1 by Nx is equal to Cy by V raised to the power 1 divided by Ny. So we have to just put the value and get the answer. So only calculation part is left, so it is better you do the calculation also so that you can get practice. So let me just solve this question and get the final answer. So the answer here is coming out as, so V air is coming out exactly as 40 meter per minute. So this, in this solution, why I made you do this question, and I hope you have also solved this question and got the correct answer, 40 meter per minute. First of all, in this you have to just make sure that you are doing calculation properly, because here there are, this power value can create some mistakes because of this not coming in gate examination in some other type of questions. Here you have to do this thing, and in some other topics you don't have to usually make the adjustments of power, so just take care of that. And here also you need to remember that you are putting the time equal, so therefore you are getting a same v, that is velocity, for that you are getting a same time. So make this both the terms equal in such a way that you can calculate v. So one of the students is asking on which parameter tool life depends on most. So first of all, from this relation you can see that the tool life is depending upon v, that is velocity, and that is also we can say by logic also, because if you increase velocity then you will be decreasing the tool life, because for high velocity your tool will be having more wear, and by simply this concept we can deduce that for higher velocity our tool life will be decreased most. And tool life also depends on some other parameters such as feed, uh, depth of cut, and it also depends upon the parameters such as the surface roughness and other things. So that other things are not that much of relevance, not of that much. So mostly the main two factors in which the tool life is depending upon is v, that is velocity, and it is f, that is feed, and then it is depending most upon depth of cut. And apart from these three, the tool life is not depending upon some other parameters that much. Yes, some other things will be there. uh, so for example, rake angle is one thing that you can say tool life is depending upon, because if the rake angle is more, then your tool will be having a more sharpness, or more you can say not that much strength. So tool life will be depending upon that also, but mainly the tool life depends on velocity, and then f and d comes. But f and d, if you will find the relation, then you will see that f and d is not that much uh, having that much influence on the tool life as compared to the v, that is velocity. So if you want to name only one parameter, then name velocity, and you can see by Taylor's tool life equations also. So in our next question, we will be doing this very different type of question, and in this question, we have to calculate the new positions or new coordinates, and it is given first of all that OP is first having, so thank welcome to you to just listening it carefully, and just you can see the formulas always when you whenever to the student who is asking the question, I think Deshraj. So Deshraj, always whenever you see want to find out what parameters a certain value is depending upon. For example, if you want to find out if your heat is I square RT. So if you want to find out what parameters heat is depending upon, just see what is the formula of heat. So if you calculate the, or if you write down the formula of heat, then you will find the parameters upon which it is depending. Now if somebody will say that if heat is depending upon V or not, that is voltage or not, then you can just see if here voltage is coming or not. So voltage will be coming because heat's another formula is Vi into T time. So always see the formula, and from the formula try to just decode, try to just deduce which are the parameters are there in the formula, and in that form parameters the your heat or some other thing will depend upon. So always try to see the formula and then just see the parameters which are depending, or on which a certain thing is depending upon. Don't try to just always remember all the things. Try to deduce the things what from what you have learned. So from that thing you can not have a very load of trying to remember all the things. So just learn the basic things, the basics formula, and try to just get your information required from that formulas and that thing that you have studied. So now in this question, our first, it is given that P is 2010, and the point P occupies new position which is Q. So we have to find the coordinates of Q, and anti-clockwise is we are rotating this OP vector anti-clockwise, and we are rotating it by 30 degrees. So 30 degrees anti-clockwise. So the new coordinates of Q are. So before doing this question, we will just see from the figure itself if we can calculate or if we can guess the new coordinates of Q. Since P is rotated anti-clockwise, since P is rotated anti-clockwise, so the new P, just see it very carefully. This is your X and Y coordinates, and the new position the P is occupying, that is Q. Here X is less than P. For example, if X is 20 here, then for Q X will be less than 20, because you can see in the figure all itself, if you are rotating OP anti-clockwise, then the new position of Q will have X less than the X coordinate of P. So Q X will be less than P. So where X is less than P? Here is X less than P? Yes. Here no. So this is wrong answer. Here is the X less than P? Yes. So it may be correct. It may be correct. So this B answer is wrong. We will do this question by the correct approach also. We will do this question properly also, but here we are just seeing if we can solve this question in a quick manner by just logic, by just applying the logic. Also we will be doing this question in a right approach. So option A, C and D can be correct, but B is wrong. And what will be the value of Y for Q? Y for Q will be greater than this 10, because Q is above, or Q is having more Y coordinate, as you can see in the figure, than P. So is 22.32 more than your P's Y coordinate? Yes. So this may be correct answer. This may be correct answer. This may be correct answer. So this examples, or not examples, this options here are given in the question is little bit tricky. So we have to do this question in our by following using the formulas or using our derivations. But you can also solve this question by logical manner if you follow this, and if the options are there which eliminates the not logical answers. Okay, for example, if some answer here is given as 9, here it is given as 8, then the correct answer will be D, because you know that y will be greater than the 10, and therefore the correct answer which only suits this, or only applies this logic, is D. So now we will be doing this question in the correct manner. So if you have some doubt about the thing that I have discussed just now, you can just ask it right now. I will be answering it. If not, then just listen how this question can be solved. So the new coordinates of P, that is x and y, will be simply calculated by using this formula, that is cos theta minus sin theta, cos theta. And here, what is the x coordinate of P? 10, 20 and 10. So 20 is the x coordinate and 10 is the y coordinate. And here theta is 30 degrees, and theta is taken in anti-clockwise direction, and in anti-clockwise direction theta is given as 30 degrees. So that is only we will be taking, we will be not using minus sign here. So remember this, in this formula that you have written here, that is used to calculate the new coordinates whenever a vector is rotated, we use the angle here in positive for anti-clockwise direction. So don't apply minus sign, or else your answer will be wrong. So here our answer will be coming out as, if you can solve, then just solve this question and give me the answer so that we can move forward. Because don't just look in the screen, just try to solve it with me so that you can have your practice of calculation. So let me write it properly here. So it will be 0.866, and we also have, so sin 30 is 0.5, so we don't need to use calculator for that. So from here we are getting our correct answer as, so just wait a second. It is coming out as 18.66 and 12.32. So the correct answer is coming out as C, I think. So this is the correct answer to this question. We have simply written here cos theta minus sin theta, and sin theta cos theta, and we have multiplied this with 20 and 10 to get our correct answer. So by this you can also solve this question, and you can also solve this question by uh, the logic that this q will be, since this is above the uh, p, therefore its y will be greater than p's y, and its x coordinate will be less than p's y x coordinate, because it is in the left side of, or it is towards the origin of the, towards the origin, therefore it will be having less x coordinate value. So that is the thing that you can see here, and there are multiple ways other than this to calculate this, but this is the right approach that I have discussed here, so you can always calculate it like this. So that's it for this question. Let me just do one thing, so I will be back in a matter of a seconds. So So we will be doing one more question for the day, and this is the question, and I hope you have been following me with all the questions that I have been discussing. So if you have already prepared, if you have already learned all the manufacturing, then it is good. And if you have not learned a certain topic, then just write down the formulas and the full solution that I have been discussing, and you can just ask anything that you need to understand that topic completely, because you don't need to remember all the things of a certain topic to solve a question. You just have to understand what a certain formula is, then you can solve any question. So don't wait to read the full topics. If you find the solution understood, then it is fine. Just remember that part of the topic, so that you can solve at least that type of question. So now we will do this question. So in this question, it is quite, I think we have to do quite a lot of work here. So we will be doing this in next class. We will be doing this question now. It is also a lengthy question, but let's do this question. This question is very good question, and if you do this question, then you will find that you are having your concepts made very strong, because of the things here discussed covers a lot of things that are there in your, that can be asked in your this type of questions. So this questions is one of the, I think elite questions that you can do, because of the amount of concepts you will be learning in this question. So what is given here is that bars of 250 mm length and 25 mm diameter are to be turned on a lathe with a feed of zero point 0.2 mm revolution. Each grinding tool cost rupees 20. The time required for each tool change is 1 minute. Tool life equation again is given here, where V is in meter per minute, as I have discussed before, always in meter per minute, and T is in minute. The optimum tool cost per piece for maximum production rate is rupees. So we have to calculate the optimum tool cost per piece for maximum production rate. So optimum tool cost per piece for maximum production rate we have to calculate, and to calculate that we require the, first of all we have to calculate the optimum tool time for maximum production rate. Let me just connect my charger here quickly. So we were discussing here this question in which we needed to calculate the optimum tool cost per piece. So first of all, in this question, according to the data given, we need to calculate the optimum tool life for maximum production. So for maximum production, the optimum tool life is TC 1 minus N divided by N, where TC is tool change time, which is given in the question as 1 minutes, and N is the exponent in the Taylor's tool life equation, so it will be 1 minus 0.2, 1 minus 0.2 divided by zero point 0.2. So here it will be uh, 0.8 divided by 0.2, so 4. So 4 will be the optimum tool life for maximum production. And the optimum tool cost, what it will be, for this we need to find out first what is the how much of tool is required for machining per piece of a object. So machining time of a piece of object is given by effective length divided by Fn. So effective length here will be 250, and we have to calculate N here, that is the optimum velocity we will be using for maximum productivity. So to calculate L, we need to calculate V naught, and V naught is calculated by this equation. So V naught here comes as, V naught here will come out as, T naught is 4 minutes, so 4 raised to the power 0.2, 24 divided by answer. So it is coming out as 18.20 meter per minute, and from this we can calculate N, which is coming out as, since V is equal to pi dN by not we will do 60 because V is in meter per minute, we will but write here D in meter. So N here will be V divided by pi D. So pi into D, diameter is given as 25 mm, so it is 0.025. So it is coming out as, N is coming out as 231.73 rpm. So this is the N that we will be using to calculate the machining time, or the time required by one piece to be machined. So it will be F into N, so that will be 0.2, and effective length is 250. So it is coming out as, machining time will be coming out as 5.39 minutes. So this is the time required by one piece work, one work piece to be machined, to be properly produced. So how much tools needed for one piece is, will be 5.39 5.39 divided by 4, because the life of tool is 4 minutes. So if for example there are 100 minutes of time, 100 minutes of time is required to machine a workpiece, then we will require 25 tools. So if 5.39 minute of time is required to machine a tool, then how much machine a workpiece, then how much tools are required? We will require then 5.39 divided by 4, we will require then 1.34 1.35 tools to machine a workpiece. Therefore, optimum cost per piece for maximum production rate will be, it will be 1.35 into 20. So it is going to be 26.95 as answer, because the tool regrinding cost will be 20 for one tool. So for 1 point, so for 1.35 tools, what will be the cost, optimum tool cost per piece? It will be 26.95 rupees. So this is the answer, and this is the final question that we had to do today, because there was one more question, but we will be doing this in our next class. So that's it for today's class, and if you found this class helpful and engaging, and if you found out new things to discuss, new things, if you found out new, if you learned new uh, tips and tricks, if you found out about new potential errors that you have to avoid, then just hit the like button, and just try to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to get notification, because if you hit the bell icon, then you will be getting notification whenever an educator goes live. And use this code ABHIMI to get 10% off, so that you can save a lot of money when you subscribe to Unacademy, and also you can prepare in that less amount of money that you have paid. So just subscribe to this channel, and make sure that you are using this code when you are going to make your payment. And that's it for today's class. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, take care, and best of luck for your preparation.